We're just like, yeah, these professions that in TV they're cool as hell. In real life, they're just Jewish. KFC Radio is presented by the one and only JACKPOCKET. If you are feeling lucky, well, get ready to try your luck with JACKPOCKET, America's #1 lottery app. I downloaded it immediately. I use it constantly. I am going to get rich on JACKPOCKET. It makes all the sense in the world. This is it. This is my big break. I can feel it. And sometimes when you feel it, you got to go for it. With JACKPOCKET, you can order official state lottery games right on your phone, making it easier than ever to win big. Just like, I think I talked about it last time, where you remember your parents running out the door when you were younger trying to get tickets before the convenience store closed. You can just get them on your phone. Speaking of winning big, Mega Millions is currently over $500 million. That's right, $500 million with a B up for grabs. And the best part, new customers, if you use code KFC, you get your first ticket free. Why would you not take a chance on $500 million to get it free for free? For free. You don't have to pay anything. Mind you, you only pay $2 regularly, but it's free. Okay? Download JACKPOCKET today and use code KFC. JACKPOCKET, America's #1 lottery app and official partner of Barstool Sports, which I'm going to buy once I win JACKPOCKET.
Good to go. It's another edition of KFC Radio on the Barstool Sports Network. I need to know now.
I need to
know now from anybody involved here right now. If I ever find out that any of you have 1,000 bottles of lube in your house, it's going to be a fucking problem. Because I'm watching what's happening to Jay-Z now. Everyone's like, Jay-Z's next, you know? And I was like, I don't know. If Feitelberg was a fucking pedophile, people would be like, KFC did it too. And I'd be like, no, I'm not. But I want to know now. If any of you got 1,000 bottles of lube, because I got to start distancing myself now.
I've always said that. Kind of like what you're saying. We're like, I don't know. People do what they do in their own private lives. But the 1,000 bottles feels like he fucked up.
Like an order?
Like the COVID thing. Remember when everyone was hoarding
I gotta get all the lube now.
Sanitizer.
What if we have free parties for the next 10 years? We're gonna have free costs for a decade. Now you know all the lube.
He's like, I gotta start buying in bulk. Everyone's doing that. This is crazy.
I prefer to think of it as like he clicked like one case, thinking it was like one case, and it was like one pallet. Yeah. And it showed up at his doorstep, and he was like, what the fuck?
It makes me think he's never used baby oil. Because I feel like once you use baby oil once, you're like,
I'm never doing that again.
That's not necessary to do again.
That's such a great point.
That made a fucking mess.
Bro, when you do that, first, there's so much. By the way, if you don't know what we're talking about, Diddy got arrested, and part of the raid of his house was like, amongst all of these like videos of like extremely famous people engaging in like highly illegal sex, was also 1,000 bottles of lube and baby oil. You legitimately need one bottle of lube your whole life. Like the first time you do anal, you buy lube, and then that will last you forever. You need like a little drip, like dude, twice
Diddy,
a year.
Have you never heard the word
shit.
A dollop, dude? Like,
like he must just. So the lube is one thing, and then the baby oil. You're so right. I remember being in like high school, trying that shit out and being like, "This is fucking ridiculous." Like. My sheets are ruined,
bro.
This is like slip and slide. This is crazy.
I gingerly walked over a certain spot on my floor for like 6 months because I was like, it must still be slippery.
Yeah,
I slipped on it enough times where I was like, all right, this is just never gonna dry. I now have a slippery spot in my apartment. The old trick floorboard.
I mean, out of all of the shit that's coming out about him, the 1,000 bottles of lube was. It truly was. It was kind of sickening. That's what like every media outlet ran with.
Yeah, well, could be smart.
Totally.
He could be like, the feds are gonna raid my place. I better get 1,000 bottles of baby oil in here.
There's like pictures of child porn. There's people locked up in other secret rooms, and they're just like, look at this lube, dude.
The old sleight of hand trick. You're not looking at this one. They got 1,000 bottles of lube in this closet.
Did it also say they had child porn?
No. I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, not like child porn like we think of it, but he was definitely having sex with underage girls. Yes.
Dude, I am going to say this. Do not
Don't say anything to defend Diddy right now. We're not going to be a pro Diddy podcast.
It's not a defense of Diddy.
Oh boy, here we go.
It's just,
here we go.
I turned on the TV last night and it was New York 1. For those who don't live in the city, like it's just
news.
It doesn't, when you turn the TV on, it doesn't stay on your last channel.
Yeah.
It goes to the local news.
Yeah.
And I always get sucked in for a minute. And it was Diddy, and they were talking about the Diddy story, and they were like, the affidavit accuses Diddy had freak-offs where he would have a bunch of drugs and people have sex and he would ply them with drugs and music. And I was like, that just sounds like a sick party.
Right.
like I'm not saying he's an innocent guy, but if that's the argument, find another one.
I find it funny that the media is insisting on using the term freak-offs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like everything else in the news, when the news talks about it, everything becomes proper. You know, they'll be like, the gentleman was arrested for having, liaisons with it, and now all of a sudden we're just saying freak-offs.
Right.
They're just like freak-offs. They called it freak-off supplies. They said these are his freak-off supplies.
Wait, so I assumed it was like a competition, like almost like a talent show. Is that?
You would think
What
that's
it
what
is?
freak-off implies. Like, who could fuck the longest, right? No, it was just like he would have people over. He would drug all of them, like knowingly or unknowingly, and like everybody fucks for like ever, and he makes you fuck other people underage.
I've been to a couple freak-offs in my day. Just so we be clear, I've been to a freak-off. Diddy didn't host it, but I've been to parties like this before.
You have not been to a freak. You've really been to what you would call like a freak-off.
I've been to places where I did a bunch of drugs and fucked a lot. If that's the standard for a freak-off,
Take me away. Take me away, Your Honor. So what he does is like he makes all these people fuck, and then he makes them like fuck guys. That's what's weird to me is like it sounds like he's like forcing these people. And it's like I don't think, you know what I mean. He's like, hey, fuck that guy. And
Yeah.
they're like, oh, okay, I guess so. Diddy's making me fuck this guy.
Short end of the stick again.
Yeah, right. Oh, I fucked Usher. Damn it. And then he films it all. So it's like an Epstein shit. So apparently, what with the conspiracy theory is that, you know, all of these really top execs that are even bigger than Diddy were like raid his house and get those fucking videos because like we're all on there fucking and we're all doing drugs and we're all doing crazy shit.
But why would you want to do that?
To get him out.
But
Like,
then the police have them.
well,
Yeah.
you know, these guys. The idea is these guys like run the whole fucking thing.
Oh, I see.
So get those videos and delete them. But it's like.
But
yeah.
why would you do a full raid? Would you sneak? Would you send,
That's kind of
you
what
send
I
SEAL
think.
Team 6 in to
That's
do
kind of what I would think. Yeah.
Because also you do a full raid, then you don't have a guarantee that he's not like, well, it was all these motherfuckers.
I mean, he's also had months and months and months, or weeks and weeks at least, to like make copies and put on the cloud and all that shit. Like if you got filmed fucking at Diddy's place, you're fucked.
Yeah.
You're not getting out of this one, you know? I mean, you might be able to suppress it, but like you're not like deleting these. This shit is, and if he has any sort of like trial, I think he's gonna burn everybody down. But there is that weird video. I found it from looking at Greer's Twitter. You never know what you're gonna find when you look at old Greersy. But there was some weird guy who like 3 years ago got arrested for something, and he was doing like his deposition. He was getting like grilled by the cops, and he's talking. I can't find it. I don't know who he is. He was some dude who got arrested for something like rather public, and he was like, I've fucked Cassie and Sean Combs at a party, and like he made me like fuck this girl and that girl, and Rick Ross was there and DJ Khaled was there, and they were fucking each other, and everyone was like, this is crazy. I was just like, everyone's like, this is true. Jonathan Oddie, who claimed he was taken into custody after opening fire at Trump's golf club.
It's funny you say that because I was going to say this guy sounds like the same guy who blew Obama when they used to do crack together.
This guy, Jonathan Oddie, claims he was Sean Diddy's sex slave, shot up the inside of Trump's National Doral Golf Club back in 2018. He was taken into custody after opening fire, and he's just randomly talking, and he's in like a crazy person, like...
the vest, that deal?
No, yeah, like, yeah. And he's just... talking to this guy, and they're like, yeah, okay, and DJ Khaled was there, and yeah, he was fucking Diddy.
What does the P stand for in P Diddy? No pun intended.
Puff. So he used to be Puff Daddy, and then he changed to P Diddy.
Okay.
And I actually found out recently he was Puff because when he was a little kid, he used to get like insanely angry and huff and puff. It would be like he's always huffing and puffing, so they started calling him Puff. So it's like, oh, so he's just crazy since he was a little fucking kid. He's a horrific person, like the worst of the worst.
He kind
should
of
go down. I get, by the way, like you have to charge when you charge someone with racketeering, it means you can get like everybody, you know, involved, and like if you charge with like rape or like we have the video of him beating up Cassie, but the statute of limitations ran out on that, so you got to like pick the charges where you can get him.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy that it's like he's being charged with like transportation related to prostitution rather than just being like a horrific sexual deviant monster. But I guess the way they're charging him can, you know, take everybody else down. So yeah, now everyone thinks, although Jay-Z he was like kind of dating Aaliyah when she was not an adult. And Beyonce, there's like some weird shit where he was like way older than Beyonce and like waited till she was 18. So I don't know.
Really?
But I always do think it's just funny. Like, he was at his parties, and he was like, yeah, it's like they're in the same fucking industry. They were both the most popular people. You know, if you end up being a freak-off pedophile, fuck you, because then apparently it's going to be me too.
Listen, I like the report comes out, and I'm just like, I'm on it. I'm like, fuck.
Just opening up the paper. Wouldn't that would be so? That's a good skit. You're reading off the major names, then it's just like John Feitelberg.
I did remember there was a. Oh wait, we already did this skit. Yeah. Because I've seen that.
That's very funny. Just you should do it again. Just voice over Diddy. The exact same skit.
This is dark, but there was when I was in France, there was like this case that was going on that nobody was talking about, but it was like in the local news, and this guy would drug his wife and then have these men come in and rape her for years, and she didn't know, and then finally she like figured it out, and then also his daughter. Sorry, that made it really dark. But
Okay.
I didn't know how we were going to get darker from Diddy
Yeah.
but we just did.
I was like, oh, that's probably the worst
Thing you can do.
thing you could do.
Yeah, that's a bad one.
I would say that's top, pretty much top one, yeah.
Yeah, it makes P. Diddy kind of look good.
That you should be his lawyer. You should go in there and go, Your Honor,
least.
had you heard about this story in France? Because it could get worse. It could get way worse, I'm telling you.
I don't want to talk about that one too long, but I do like to think if I got raped in my sleep, I'd know when I woke up.
You think so? You would think
I'd
so.
have a pretty good idea, but I think someone fucked my ass last night.
No, I guess the question though, she probably wakes up being like, I think my husband drugged and fucked me again. And then you find out it's like, it wasn't my husband all that time? I thought my husband's allowed to do that. We're married after all. I didn't think it was all the guys from around the block. It's fucking crazy.
That is a wild thing. Where do you meet people like this? Like in what corners of the world do you meet someone who you're like, hey, if I drug my wife tonight, you can go over and fuck her? And they're like, yeah, I probably would.
Crazy. I mean, I feel like as everything's gotten more just like open, like, you know, the swingers and the pineapples, and like it's like just become kind of a joke.
Yeah.
That like I'm sure so many more people are doing it now. You know what I mean? And I bet there are the people who are OGs who are like, kind of like, I listened to this band before they were popular.
Yeah.
Like, I was drugging and fucking before it was
Back
popular
when
on the
it was
internet.
awkward
Okay?
to fuck someone with your wife, I was doing it.
Back when it was really fucking weird. So yeah, hopefully he goes to jail like for absolutely fucking ever.
Speaking of terrible people, I do have to tip my cap to one, Dan Bernstein. You gotta give it up.
What? He's just digging his heels in.
Well, I think he won. I think he's
What's the-
uncancelable.
What's the latest?
Nothing.
No, he just
Nothing.
we
don't. No one cares anymore. We
honestly,
like the first day. We're like, just acknowledge it and I'll move on. He's like, I'll just ignore you, fucking whiny babies, for a day and we'll move on. You're like, all right, that works too. Fair play.
Now that you say it, I do think. I gotta admit it. I feel like, you know, we as a pirate ship lost a step.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
we were not throwing our fastball anymore. Like that guy.
This is from where we sit. Maybe in Chicago,
It's hell.
It's still like the call-ins are nuts.
Yeah.
But as far as Twitter's concerned,
Yeah,
we don't seem to care anymore.
Well, I listened to a little bit of Unnamed Show, and Dave said that like within like the hour he had like pictures of his house and his wife's name and the building she works in, and someone who works here, who has an internet army behind him, was the one who acquired all these things and was like, hey, boss, just give me the green light. And Dave was very much like, absolutely fucking not. So Dave did, I think, make it clear to not go all the way. So maybe the Stoolies, kind of pulled back a little bit. But I gotta say, in years gone by, this guy would be getting absolutely harassed right now, this minute, every single second of the day until he cracked.
I think Dan Bernstein's existence is proof cancel culture doesn't exist. We tried. We dug up old tweets. We talked to his employers.
Did Dave officially get a champagne bottle? He was talking that way.
Yeah.
I mean, if Dave has a champagne bottle of Bernstein, like, that's going to sit there for a long time.
I did see a video. I think the New York Post was doing like a walk and talk with Dave, and he was in a shirt that said Bernstein. And so he's still fighting the good fight. And maybe it is. Yeah,
maybe never underestimate Dave. Yeah. He's been doing the pizza thing. He might just be like, all right, I got to. He did say, he was like, I don't want to do these things anymore, but I had to. He said it was like a Denzel movie where you like walk in, you like dust off your fucking AK-47. He's like, I got to go to war again. But I don't know if his heart's fully in it. It's one of those things. I do that too. It's like you get all fired up, and then by the time I get here, I'm like, I don't know, it's not that big.
Yeah.
I'm an adult. I don't really care about any of this shit anymore. I'm fully sucked in again with the Mets though. Like,
I sat down and watched all 9 innings last night.
What's that?
I watched all 9 innings last night.
Yeah. I mean, now it's fucking go time, baby. Yeah. But I was like every step of the way trying to stop myself, and now
it's gonna be heartbreaking.
It is, isn't it? No, I don't know though. I don't know. 2 up, 2 full games up right now is kind of crazy.
How many left?
11.
11.
That's a lot.
Wait, this is dumb. Are other teams like out at this point?
We're trying to make it in. So like, there's 3 spots for 4 teams basically, and they're all like neck and neck.
Okay.
I think the rule I've heard is as long as there's as many weeks left as games you are back, you're very much in it.
Yeah, I mean, the Mets could lose 4 in a row right now, and boom, be down 2. So they play the Phillies this 4 in a row for the Phillies starting tomorrow, or today as you listen to this. So it's gonna be a terrible weekend for me.
Gametime. Gametime is the official ticketing app of Barstool Sports. We love getting out to live events, whether it's a concert, a football game, or a comedy show. We always use Gametime, the official ticketing of partner of Barstool Sports. We are actually going tonight, as you are listening to this. The Patriots are at the Meadowlands, and it's Pats Jets. KFC Radio crew will be in the building. The Pats are going to win. I just think that the Pats are going to win. I think the Pats are. I think the Pats are going to win. Yeah, I think the Pats are going to beat the unbelievable Super Bowl contender Jets. You know how much we love Gametime. Now with their brand new Gametime Picks feature, they're making it even easier to get to a game. Gametime Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. As I mentioned, we already looked at them. We are going to Pats Jets tonight. All you have to do with Gametime Picks is pull up to your chosen event and turn on the GT Picks setting at the top of the screen and browse the best local Gametime Picks deals near you on your Gametime app homepage. What are you waiting for? I'm going to buy the Jets-Pats tickets, which I've already bought, now with Gametime Picks. Download the Gametime app today and use code KFC to easily score great deals with new Gametime Picks. What time is it? Gametime. Who?
I'm seeing a lot of articles about the Kelce brothers right now. And I was starting to think that they might be getting a little too overexposed. Mm-hmm. But now people are saying that, so now I'm back on their side. Because now so many people are like, just Kelce saturation. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. But I do think they were everywhere too much. But now that's like the rallying cry, I'm like back on their side because it's like, well, now that all the assholes are saying that, let these guys live.
I tend to agree with your line of thinking, but... actually not tend to. I do agree with your line of thinking. But Jason, which is the shocker of all shockers, that Jason's the one who I think is teetering.
Yeah.
Where you're like, Travis is pretty much just like kind of quiet. Occasionally he's out with Taylor Swift and people take pictures with him, but he's not.
He's just living his life and people are like, we want to see it. Whereas Jason Kelce's like.
But but that's part of being a media guy.
Totally. So I want to try to answer the question for once and for all. Can you like if you look at Jason Kelce's Twitter right now, he's replying to everybody. And they're very measured clapbacks because he's getting shit for the dumbest stuff. Like they have their Kelce mix with their cereals right now. Mm-hmm. Right now you can buy a pack of Reese's Puffs, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and Honey Nut Cheerios. And it's like those are the 3 cereals that the Kelce brothers ate. Right
Okay.
now. And so they did a deal with them, and they're selling like that box of 3 of them together. And people are giving them the like, these are sugary treats that children shouldn't be eating, which is fucking ridiculous. Yeah. So he's replying to people being like, I try to make my kids eat fruit, and I try my hardest to make them eat vegetables. And, I'm an athlete, and I really do take care of my body, and I hope to do that with my kids, but also occasionally I think a sugary treat and eating cereal is okay. Like, fine, smart, measured response. And then he did it again for something else where it was like a very similar, just people criticizing him, and he's writing back, and it's, he like definitively like wins each argument. But this was him dancing. Have you seen the video of him dancing?
No.
So he's just going crazy at this like Eagles, tailgate. He's killing it, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of like right. It seems like right-wing weirdos are like, this is not manly behavior. Have you seen him doing this? He's killing it. He's just like going nuts.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, and so, like, one person was like, white men in the modern era are only allowed to be very few limited and tightly controlled things. But this particular regime approved white male phenotype, the clown, the minstrel, drunk, immature, mind your biz, consumer, joke, adult baby slob is easily one of the worst. This girl is Sarah Gonzalez, who I think is like a Republican, whatever, talking head, was like, I would be embarrassed to be seen with a grown-ass man doing this. And he replies to all these things. He was like, my wife Kelce says this about me often. Embarrassing her is one of my greatest joys in life. And then with the other guy, he said, I'll admit I'm all of these adjectives at these times, but if you think I'm only these words, I only represent these words, I highly recommend you watch my documentary on Amazon. I'm very successful while playful. I still have a lot of values about life, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. So he's replying to like everybody. And I always go back and forth on that, where it's like, I think once you reply, you care too much. You know what I mean? It inherently, like, you are worrying about these random people, and that is kind of unbecoming, but I also reserve the right to reply to whoever I want, whenever I want, and argue if I want to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But part of me is like, I never would have thought Jason Kelce would be the one.
Yeah, that's
on Twitter being like,
that all kind of flies in the face of like how he acts.
What we like about Jason Kelce,
he's like,
right?
Just a guy who does his own thing and has fun.
Right.
Like,
it's totally
why are you
flipped.
so concerned with everyone? Like, yeah, you're obviously never going to make everyone happy. That reply isn't going to win them over. And if it does, who fucking cares?
Right. And if you're going to do that, if you're going to spend your post-career doing that, it's going to be awful.
Right.
And I remember people saying, what was it? It was like, Travis played basketball and Jason played hockey.
Yeah,
and somebody said, like, Travis is what happens when you try to be cool, and Jason Kelce just is what happens when you are cool. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm starting to think that Travis Kelce is just a cool guy who dates, like, crazy, famous chicks and, like, just does his thing. And Jason is the one who's like, I've never been in the spotlight, and now I am, and I don't know what to say and do, and I'm going to fight back, and, all that shit. So
the video of Travis Kelce, does anyone remember? It was, like, years ago, and he just, like, looks at the camera, and he, like, does that with the mustache. It was the coolest thing I've ever seen. It was before Taylor Swift, and I was like, oh, that's the coolest guy I've ever seen.
Really?
Ever, yeah.
Was he playing football? Or
it was, like, walking into the stadium. And I was like, who's this Travis Kelce? I, like, was like, Travis Kelce. I told all my friends, I was like, nobody's talking about him. No, everyone's talking about him.
And Taylor swooped in.
Taylor swooped in.
You had your chance, Jack. He was a little old nobody playing for the Kansas City Chiefs. You could have swooped in. No, where are we at on you dating an athlete? Have we found that yet?
Trying.
Oh, wait.
But I actually don't do anything about that.
I was going to say, you said you haven't been going out at all. It's like, well, you're not going to fucking
You should probably be getting a DM from Daniel Jones pretty soon. Finally get that reply.
It wasn't Daniel Jones, was it?
I thought it was.
No,
it was Michael Conforto.
Oh, it was the Italian dude.
No,
it was the Italian dude.
Who was the Italian guy?
Jesus.
Danny.
Nope. It's Tommy.
Fish cutlets guy, right?
Tommy
Or chicken
Tommy
cutlets?
Wow, this is bad.
Vito.
Tommy
DeVito.
Tommy
DeVito?
Yeah.
Tommy, I
Cutlets.
think. I don't know.
Yeah.
It could be.
Yeah, never mind. If that was who it was to, you're out.
Okay, but I DM'd him on the day that everybody else. Gia said that she DM'd him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe you need to do it now. Be like, hey, I'm still interested, even though you're just like a bum now.
But I don't want. If I'm gonna, I don't know. And like
You want like a star.
No. I don't need a star. I don't know what I want. But like I haven't made any moves. Actually, I did DM like a bunch of people with my friends the other day, and like nobody responded.
You gotta get your clout up, Jackie.
Yeah, I know. Wait, also the Jason Kelce thing, the dancing thing reminds me of what you sent. What was saying we should talk about it was like relationship advice from old people, and I was thinking my friends and I have talked about how the guy should always be like 5% gay. Like you should always when we would. It's
a great rule.
We would like test the guy like in college. We'd like have them be like, it would be some kind of gay question like who's the hottest guy in your frat you think, and if they answer like I don't think the guys are hot. I don't know. I can't see it. Then we'd be like oh. Okay, then
you have like some sort of issue with it or
no.
whatever.
As someone who's like
if you know-
25% gay, that makes sense. I think I got a little extra.
You guys would qualify for
You
sure.
put a little stank on it.
It's like when
We don't qualify?
No,
when
you
that-
guys would. You guys definitely have that 5% gay and maybe more.
Yeah,
Well, that's the thing.
God was
I
pouring
think-
a little bit of pepper and like happened to sneeze as well. Oh.
Kinsey was making the scale.
They're like,
on us
what
and
is
just
this
slipped.
one? He's like, I'm not sure.
Just send him through. Just put him on Earth. I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's gonna be a good experiment. Wait, where did I send that clip? Yeah. Okay.
It was just like old people things.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, if you're not questioning if he's gay at least twice.
At
I don't
least
want it.
twice.
Yeah.
But when you
too.
say that, are you actually? You're not. Are you girls actually like?
I also
he might
was
be into
all
into
throughout
men?
college in love with a guy who I'm pretty sure is gay, like 100% gay. So maybe like that's just a pattern in my life. But
You are a disaster,
I
girl.
I feel like I've not been shutting myself in a good light lately.
It makes for
why
good
athletes don't
podcasting.
respond.
It makes for good podcasting. Don't worry.
But
I can't find that link now.
But yeah, just like if he gets like over, you want him to gossip. That's the big thing. Is I want him to be like interested in the gossip.
Well, now I'm like, hang on, don't put me in a box.
I was
That's
gonna
the
say.
kind of gay man I am.
Yeah. John's like 30%
Yeah,
gay, but he's not the gossip gay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
John's like the I'll fuck you gay.
I'm like, yeah, that dude is fucking hot.
You want a guy who has guilty pleasures on television, basically. And John's the type of guy
Yeah.
who like might fuck a guy to freak off.
Sorry, I
Those are
need
different
to
types of
clarify.
gay.
I don't want
Although
a guy
last
who-
night I dipped my toe in the perfect couple.
What?
The perfect couple.
Oh,
That
with,
Nicole Kidman show.
Nicole Kidman.
I feel like that's kind of
I don't think that's a girl.
No?
Oh,
It's like
that-
Scandal
that's-
and
yeah,
fucking.
yeah. That's
what was that other one
that's
place in
a
the
girly.
Hamptons?
That's a girly like, but quality. You know what I mean? Like Big Little Lies.
Yeah,
and that
it's-
other one.
it's-
I think it's all the same author, to be honest. But
It's very much
it's always
like.
got Nicole Kidman. I know that. Much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, Nicole Kidman, I was watching The Perfect Couple last night, and Nicole Kidman's so gorgeous. And I was like, I think it's part of my age thing, 'cause I've said it before about
Anne Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway, where I'm like, what revs my engine now is like a woman who looks like we'll read the paper together in a breakfast nook. And so I was thinking about Nicole Kidman, and I was like, fantasizing, and then what's the next step of fantasizing is always porn, and I was like, if I wanted to watch a Nicole Kidman porn, like what would I have to search? And
Probably Nicole Kidman porn.
well, I don't want to watch like actually Nicole Kidman.
No,
It's like
yeah, that type
And
of
I was
girl.
like, well, Sydney Sweeney, you just search big tits, and like J-Lo, you search Latina. To find Nicole Kidman, someone who like reminded you of her, you'd have to search their skin. You'd have to put a search on porn of like porcelain
woman.
skin,
milky.
This is some like I can't cross that bridge. You gotta have standards of some kind. I was like, never mind. I'll just fucking search Liev Schreiber.
Yeah, she the minute you're doing, it feels. Listen, plenty of people search, porn by like skin color. It's just usually the other way. You know what I mean?
I guess the word
It's
skin.
yeah.
You can't have the word skin in it. Like, what turns you on the most about this person? Their fucking skin. What, dude?
Yeah, no, you're perfect. If I found, you could have spit, tits, asshole, gape. If you had skin in your porn search, perfect.
No, it wasn't even that. I was like, I wanted to fantasize about having breakfast with him.
5% gay.
Yeah.
5% is probably a solid number. I feel like, but like, what about like 7%? You start to play that game.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden, you're going to start making excuses, and next thing you know, you have a guy who's like 25% gay.
Yeah, that was college. We just call that college.
Did you liked him, or you were like hooking up?
I
with
was
him?
like obsessed with him, like for 2 years.
But you guys were like together, or you were just.
He didn't want me at all. but like we talked, like we hooked up, like kind of, like
You never got hard,
but like never had sex. Yeah, well.
Kept talking about other guys that he wants to have sex with, but other than that, we were together.
He either just really had wanted nothing to do. I also just said he was gay in my head to
I think that might
rationalize.
be a little bit of coping.
I mean, but also my friends thought
this
he was
guy's
gay.
listening to this fucking podcast. Like, I'm not gay.
I
She's
just didn't like her.
ugly.
Yeah.
Like, I guess that was. But now he swipes up on all my stories. To be clear.
Now what?
Now he swipes up on all my stories. To be clear.
Swipes
so now
up on your stories?
Swipes up on my stories.
What does that mean?
He like responds to my stories.
Oh.
So now in my head he's straight, you know, because I'm like,
Oh, now
you
he's the
know?
straightest man out there.
Yeah. But
Well, now's your chance.
What?
Now's your chance.
No.
Why not?
Well, I'm over it now. You had your chance.
He engages with my social media now. Gross.
Yeah. now, guys who like me and guys who engage with me, get rid of them.
Yeah. I was like upset. Like I thought about him 22 hours of the day for 2 years.
I can't read you yet. You might be a lunatic.
No, I know. But the thing is, like, I don't act on it. Like, I was obsessed, but I didn't even tell my friends. It made me more obsessed. It made me crazy. I literally was, like, going crazy for 2 years.
Yeah, no, that's like stalker behavior.
Yeah, you didn't tell your friends about what you thought of 22 hours a day?
They could like, clearly see. But I'd be like, because he was, like, our friend. Like, he was, like, our good guy friend, so, like, I didn't want to fuck anything up. So I was just like, yeah, oh my God, are we going to, like, see... whatever his name is. Like, is he gonna be there, you think? And then like I would think about it, and then I would like look so good that night. Oh my God, I was crazy. Anyways. On to an athlete. And they're all knocking at my door, clearly.
Let's talk to our friends from HelloFresh. We all know home-cooked meals are so much better for you, but you don't always have the time to pull it off. With HelloFresh, you do. They handle all the meal planning, the shopping, most of the prep. It's easier than ever to get dinner on the table, quick and painless. No more endless recipe searching or spending money on a whole jar of spices for only a pinch. With HelloFresh, everything you need to make delicious meals comes right to your door, pre-portioned and fresh. Plus, they include step-by-step recipe cards that make cooking simple. They're so easy. You prop it up right on top of your cooking board, on your cutting board, and you go to town. There's always new flavors to explore with an ever-changing menu of 50 recipes to choose from every week. Just pick your meals and your delivery date. It's that simple. It is something I've talked about for years now. I think I'm up to like 198 boxes, some shit like that. It is divine. It comes right to your door. You don't have to go to the market. Don't have to order food. You're done in a half hour. It's better than delivery. It's the best. For free breakfast for life, go to HelloFresh.com/free KFC. One free breakfast item per box while subscription is active. That's free breakfast for life just by going to HelloFresh.com/free KFC.
I saw this went viral a couple days ago that according to science says, my favorite phrase on the internet, science says, I don't know who these scientists are or where they're saying it, but that people who take daytime naps are smarter, more intellectual, have bigger brains, etc. I think if you take a nap when you're an adult, you're an absolute degenerate.
Yeah.
I largely agree. I've taken them, but I'm a degenerate.
Yeah, you're a degenerate.
I think
I feel like right now, if it's like 1 p.m. and you're just like, I'm about to turn in for a few hours, like you're not a real adult.
I think if you're still trying to preach the importance of sleep, like I don't sleep well. I've never have, and it's annoying when people are like, "Get your 8 hours." Like that's how you become healthy. It's like obviously I'm trying.
Right.
Like,
I don't want to not
I don't
sleep.
want to not sleep. That's one thing that I'm not like, oh. Like, I'm shooting for 5 hours. Obviously, I'm trying for 8 hours. So
I hope I wake up at 4 in the morning today and then struggle to go back to bed till 7. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for, you assholes. Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. It's like, I'm not saying you're wrong. I know I need to rest my body.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, I'm an adult.
Like,
I also think trying to sleep at night is very different than trying to, like, if you can just shut up, I don't know. Don't get me wrong, this is stupid. It's very dumb. Your body just needs rest. It's like eating and drinking and breathing. Like, you need rest. And if you need rest during when the sun's up versus when the sun is down, that shouldn't matter, but it matters. If I were to find out you're napping in the middle of the day, I'd be like, you're not a serious person. And maybe like if I found out that Pats was taking a nap, I'd be like, that's okay.
Yeah,
You're young, you're partying, it's fine. You know? If I found out that like one of my friends was napping, like my adult friends who has like kids and a job and a life, I'd be like, something's very wrong.
But it's only in like your 30s and 40s. I think you can nap on either side.
Oh, yeah, well, that's what I mean. Yeah, certain times of life. Yeah, so it kind of goes like, it kind of comes back around. Like, you can nap when you're young. You nap when you're a baby. You can nap when you're, like, in college and shit like that.
Right.
Then you're in the real world. And then you've earned the right to nap when you hit, like, 50s.
I would say, like
you've been around long enough where it's like, you're fucking tired. I get it.
It'd be like 55, I would say, is when my dad started napping again. But he's not
he's like earned it.
He's not, like, going to nap. But he just falls asleep on the couch.
Oh, no. That's not a nap.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a nap for me. That's the only kind of nap I've ever taken.
I mean, listen, when your body's shutting down because it's tired when you don't want it to, that's not a nap.
I think...
I'm talking about, I'm going to go lay down in my bed or get...
No, that's not a nap.
Or get under the blankets on my couch and sleep.
I think naps can only take place on a couch. If you get in bed, you went to bed.
Okay.
You went to bed a weird hour, but you went to bed.
Then we agree that getting into bed in the middle of the afternoon is totally crazy.
Yes.
Okay.
100%.
Then I will say that if I'm on the couch and I am like, if I fall asleep like on the couch, like remote controller in hand or like watching a movie, I don't want to. I'm trying to be awake, but I can't. I'm depressed and my body is shutting down. If I'm like, I'm going to lay down and go to sleep and like I'm going to set my alarm for like 2 hours and take a 2-hour nap, you're a child.
Yeah. I'll do that ridiculous. Where I'll fall asleep on the couch like this, and then I'll wake up and like I'll be like, yeah, fuck it, and I'll roll over like that, and I'll take a better nap like that. But that's the most of my nap.
You're a child. But you also are like, I would say that lovingly to you. You're living like the life.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's great.
Right. even I mean, I am the king of like, all right, I'll turn the movie off because you fell asleep. And I'm like, no, I'm watching it. I swear, I'm watching it. I do that all the time. So I guess this is a little bit of glass houses. But I think if I were to like, when I sleep in even, I wake up in like a panic of being like, what's going on? Like, I should be doing something with my kids. I should be working. I should be, you know what I mean? And that is probably the worst way to be. And that's why I'm saying this is probably all very stupid. But also, this is just our society and the way it works. If you are in the middle of a fucking work day, or even really a weekend, just being like, I'm going to knock out for like 3 hours.
Well, it's underrated that Europeans have like siesta.
Yeah, they're ridiculous. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Just
Europeans are ridiculous.
Just the Spanish.
I just went to. I don't know if you know, but I just went to.
But the EU was very upset when they they were like when Spain became part of the EU. They were like, you either got to knock off the fucking siestas, because we do business here during the day.
That's immature to be doing that. But they did have like siesta times, and
in France,
in Italy.
Really?
But Sicily.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I do think I'm gonna keep trying to be annoying about.
I think it's your personality now.
I think, yeah.
How long do we think we're going to talk about this trip? You were there for 2 weeks. You probably talk about it for at least 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then maybe.
But I already think I haven't done a very good job of like reminding the people.
Oh, okay.
So I'll either ramp it up or I'll just what?
Of keeping bitches sick.
Of keeping the bitches sick. Also, oh my God, I was so sick that I missed Ian.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Love
I was
Island.
so busy trying
was
to make
awesome.
the bitches sick that I became one of the bitches who are sick.
That's what happens when you try to make the bitches sick.
And it's a vicious cycle of making the bitches sick. It really
A
is.
vicious cycle of sick bitches that just cannot be
You're
stopped.
damned if you do,
This
and
is
you're
the
damned
problem.
if you
Everybody's trying to make each other sick, and then you end up being the sick one.
don't. You end up being the sick bitch.
He was awesome. He was great. That
Oh, so
story,
cool. I
I
didn't realize
really,
he was, like, kinda-
that was an underrated story. I feel like we should try to get like that clip out there more. When he acted like he was gonna throw that girl a bone, and she had 190 million.
Yeah.
followers.
Oh yeah.
Like that has got to be the biggest ego check in your life. Because that's happened to me before, where it's like, oh, they have like more than me, but it's like, you know, a matter of thousands of more or something like that. When someone you were like, oh, I'll help you out, and they have the population of a large country as their following, that'll put you in your place.
There's
real
many
fucking
people who
quick.
are going to vote in the presidential election.
Yeah, right.
Follow her on
Right,
Twitter.
right, crazy.
My follower count, I'm not complaining at all, but it's just a really tough position to be in because it's like I can't get any benefits from it because like what am I gonna do? Be like, yeah, I have actually a few followers, and then they look and it's like 50,000 when like people have like.
Well, who are you talking about? Just
I don't know, like even just.
I mean,
like,
for regular
getting-
people, that's gonna be a lot.
Yeah, for regular people, but like if I want benefits, if I want to slide in DMs, like it needs to not be this awkward.
I thought you had like 25,000, so 50,000 is pretty good.
Thank you.
Yikes. That was disrespectful. That was fucking rude. Hey, I thought you had no followers. Thought nobody liked you on the internet.
Well, I think that's when I unfollowed you. I think you had 25,000. So in the few months, you've done a good job.
We gotta get you to 6 figures. Let's go.
Yeah.
You gotta start hoeing it up if you only have 50,000. Jesus Christ.
I know. Well, yeah, but like
Make
every
these
time,
bitches
but
sick.
every time, yeah, exactly. They did not. The bitches did not. Like I lost a lot of followers when I was trying to make the bitches sick. Honestly, like it really just backfired altogether. Wait, what was I saying? Oh, every time I post something, they unfollow me. Like it's actually really mean and really offensive. Like, and honestly, okay, I feel like
You
also
said that's so genuine.
Every time I remind them I'm here, they get turned off.
it's kind of
Honestly, I've been in that same exact position. I don't know if they were unfollowing me, but I've been in that position before where I was like, I'm just gonna call it good here.
stop.
I'm just gonna stop
Just
talking.
leave it.
Like,
Leave
this feels like a good number for me.
it feels like wait, where are you guys going?
I want to get more, but I don't want to risk. So I'm just gonna.
Yeah, it
gonna
is.
call it-
Like, look, I know what more of me does to a person.
It's oversaturation. It's that
I
overexposure.
deal with it
Gotta
every
be
goddamn
careful.
morning. I look at me, I'm like, you again, huh? No, that was like, yeah, it's something I'd wrestled with many a time, and I've kind of ultimately gone with, I'm just gonna leave it alone.
Yeah, well, I wrestle with it, and I just keep fucking going. And let me tell you, it's better to stop. God, there's just so many people out there who are willing to absolutely fucking hate you. It's crazy. There was this guy in my comments who works very closely with a company we partner with. And every time I posted or I got posted on the main account, he was running his mouth. And people kept sending it to me being like, this guy's talking shit, and you guys don't work together, but you're like 1 degree away. And so I just finally sent him a message. I was like, what's your fucking deal, man? And he sends me this whole fucking gigantic apology. And it's the same fucking thing every time. And I hate it. I want them to write back because I fucking hate you.
Yeah.
It's not a good reason, but I've been a Barstool reader since high school, 2011, and that behavior is in line with the assholes in the comments section. On a personal level, the comments are scummy and don't reflect who I am, but clearly I painted myself in a shitty light. Being on the internet isn't an excuse for being a douche, which I've clearly been to you. I'm sorry, Kevin. I'm sorry for perpetuating those comments against you. I'm going to go back and delete them, and you have my word. I won't be an asshole, and thank you for not putting me on blast. Well,
You just fired up a new burner.
yeah, it's like,
That's crazy.
right? It's just like, what the fuck, man? And there's like,
But that's like, so like to kind of connect it to the Kelce thing earlier. Like, why do you even care what his deal is? Because his response is just going to make you more mad.
yep. That's why I don't like. I absolutely shouldn't send that guy that message. But a couple people like noticed it and sent it to me, and and we're
Who the fuck are those people? Cut them out of your life too.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
want to make sure you saw this
well,
fucking
not like
thing.
sent it to me, but they were just like, what the fuck?
Hey, this guy's really owning you in the comments in case you missed it.
It was more just like, fuck this guy. Like, you're basically, working together in a whatever. It was not. I understand what you're saying, but it was more like, what the fuck.
You know what bothers me?
And
With someone with normal people followers is that I can see who sent my Instagram. So it's like it'll be like 7 people sent your Instagram because it has that like little signs.
Right.
Like, there's no way any of those 7 messages were nice.
good.
Yeah.
yeah.
There's no
Like,
way.
this fucking
There's no way. Like,
asshole.
look at what Pavs just posted.
Yeah.
This is awesome. There's definitely 7 people talking shit for sure.
That would be terrible. Yeah.
In college, like, because we had the, like, girls know probably, like, if you have like a business account, you could always see, like, in college we figured out how to see how many cents it was, and that's crazy. But every time it would like go up by 13, so we were like, who is this group of 13 that like it's being sent to? And we figured it was like the Sig Guys. They had like this group chat of like,
I was gonna jokingly say the rivals.
yeah. No, it was the fraternity.
Oh, okay.
But it was like
bunch of dudes who were trying to fuck you.
they would, and like they had talked about it being like it's the most ruthless group chat you've ever seen. So every time we'd be like, "Fuck!" and put it up by 13, and it was so scary. Like every time you'd be like, "Don't go up by 13, don't go up by 13," and every time.
That is funny.
Don't go up by 13.
I think checking I mean, I'm sure that everybody does it, but I know that mostly girls do it. Checking who looks at your stories
That's insane.
is crazy.
No,
Like when you really take a step back, like, of course, within social media, we all, like, everything's a little crazy, right?
Yeah.
But just, like, remove yourself from that and be like, I post these things, and then people react to it, and I scour through them to see who did it and who didn't. It's fucking...
Okay, but can I say this? I don't do it anymore because I don't really care. Like, I don't have anybody in mind. When I was obsessed with that guy.
You're always looking for one, right?
Yeah, you're always looking for
Yeah.
one. And I thought that it was so fucked up of Instagram to not make a search feature because now I'm losing hours of my time scrolling. Like every time I have to now I have to search this boy and I have to go through and it doesn't order it in any way. They don't tell you how it's ordered.
It's probably just like...
whatever. And they don't make a search bar and I know that they know that we want it.
Totally.
But they're
That
like,
would
we're
be
not
one of
letting
the-
you guys
like-
be
like-
crazy.
I think that's good.
Yes, I think
Like-
Instagram
No,
is
no.
protecting you from
Yeah.
yourself.
No, it's like the whole premise of Instagram is like so that you
Stalking
can
and shit,
stalking
yeah.
and like letting
But even-
people bitches be crazy. So
Even
let
Instagram,
us be.
even Zuckerberg and Meta, which is maybe going to end up being like the most evil corporation ever. They're like, we're not letting you bitches do this because this is...
It also-
But we're gonna do it anyways. It's just gonna be like more
it's
time. Just
time-consuming.
save us some time.
But isn't that like what these apps are? Like how these apps sell themselves? It's
Yeah.
like time spent on app.
You're just
They
sitting
don't
there
want to make it
scrolling.
faster for
They
you.
love it. They love it. They're like, all these girls are on this app for 40 minutes at a time, just scrolling. they probably know which one you want it to be and like black his name out, so you just keep scrolling.
I want to be clear if anyone listening does that.
Bro, let me tell you
I've
something.
never
They all
seen
do.
your story. Like if I'm in there, I didn't see your story. I might have seen it, but I didn't look at it.
Oh,
Like I
You're
might
just mindlessly scrolling.
I'm just going ding
Yeah,
ding
yeah,
ding
yeah.
ding ding.
So
ding,
even
ding.
if the guy that you have a crush on saw it, he probably doesn't give a fuck.
I know, but there's something
people
in your brain that's like
genuinely watch stories?
what?
Like, do people watch stories?
Yeah.
How? Like, what does that even mean?
Watch you
Like-
analyze.
So you'll go on Instagram and just hit your top buttons, right?
And just bang through it for a little
Like
bit.
I think
and then
I
I'm
think
You know,
I think
it's
these
like-
people will be like, I have a crush on Jackie. I'm gonna search Jackie's name. I'm gonna
Yeah.
pull her up and watch her story.
That's what happens in my head. And
Yeah,
he goes,
right.
he goes,
and
wow.
maybe there's
So people will
like,
go to a
large-
person's page and be like, does this person even have any stories?
I would imagine. Like sometimes you
To
know,
then-
there's the
to
ring around
then-
the circle.
No, it's just like if it comes up on the top.
To see what? The stuff that wasn't good enough for them to post on their grid?
I don't
Yeah.
know, man. There's people just creeping on Instagram. I don't know what to tell you. Just a bunch of horny psychopaths stalking each other. What do you want me to say? I don't know. I mean, the amount that I have heard of like how it's like the protocol almost of like first you like a bunch of their photos, and then you like watch their story, and then you like flame emoji their story, or whatever it is. You know what I mean? There's like steps almost to like courting someone on Instagram. It's all fucking so crazy.
Yeah. Well, like literally, like again, this guy who like paid me no mind would like not text me back, whatever, and then
watch your story.
He would watch my story. I'd be like, okay, he wants me so bad, but like there's something in your head that's just like. I don't know why.
He's actively ignoring you and then just mindlessly scrolling through. He's probably taking a nap going on.
Yeah.
Have you looked to see who's looked at your story?
Like recently?
Like ever?
Ever, yeah. But like,
have you?
No. I mean, but it's. I think it is. I can't. You know.
Yeah.
When you have a following, it's just like.
I guess that makes sense. The ideas never even crossed my mind.
I don't even know. Let me see. I mean, I guess you would go to.
Maybe I'm doing it the better way in the sense of like I don't know. I just assume everyone who follows me saw my story.
How you would go to the story and then hit activity? Is that what you do? And you just sit there and scroll?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
No,
So
it makes
you open up
Instagram-
your own stories and then click that and then just go like, and just look for the person.
everything you need to know is up top, though.
Yeah.
Instagram knows who you want to fuck for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it does
Yeah.
organize it by like.
Yeah.
You were saying it doesn't organize it, but you think it does?
But it doesn't tell you exactly how it organizes.
It doesn't.
But it
Yeah,
knows.
that
It
shit's
knows.
crazy. Yeah.
So the algorithm knows who you want to fuck before you know.
Yeah.
who you wanna fuck.
I've actually.
Your algorithm's like.
I didn't
fuck
even
this
tell
guy.
anybody that.
I didn't even said it out loud yet.
What was I gonna say? I also like. I'm curious if guys ever like when you post. When I post,
The answer's gonna be no.
yeah, like
At least from
there
us, I
is.
know that.
I think like with girls, it's like you constantly need, obviously like validation and it like
and
goes down,
reassurance, yeah.
and like I'll hit a point where I'm like, I'm like low, like the tank is low, and then I need like, and I just have the urge to post like a photo. But do you guys have that where you're like, I need that for validation?
I've had it in phases of my life. I don't have it right now, but I've had it before.
So
It
you're being like almost like thirst trapping. Like you're just like I need attention, so I'm gonna post a photo.
but not even
But it doesn't
that,
have to be
just,
like slutty or whatever. It's just like I just want.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
gonna put it
yeah.
back out there
I
so
just
I
want
get
attention.
some replies and some.
It's like
attention.
like I don't have like good intentions behind this photo, or not
Yeah.
like bad intentions,
But
just
like yeah. I mean, what you're describing is probably wildly unhealthy, but also very common. For
my
this
my
world.
validation's never been. I didn't need it from people I didn't know or did know. It was like I want work to see I'm working. Which probably
That's
isn't
another
good
type.
either.
Yeah,
but
that's another type. It's very
I've never
common.
posted something being like I hope so and so sees this other than like Dave.
yeah.
Yeah,
Hope
that's
Dave
probably
sees this.
a lot of ours.
Or hope Gaz sees it because he'll tell Dave.
Yeah. I bet you there's probably about 10 to 15 people on this planet if you ask them. That would be their answer. I don't think guys do that.
I'll have like, I'll post like twice a year, and I'll want to post these pictures and let people know that I've been having a great year. But
Yeah.
it physically pains me to post on Instagram because I grew up with friends. Oh, Paz wants to post.
Pussy.
Fucking Instagram, what a fucking loser.
Yeah.
This kid's 5% gay.
Yeah, I would say I'm sure there are guys that do that, but I think that's probably a pretty.
I'm like
stereotypical
just
girl
getting
thing.
over that now. It's like, oh, you can post on Instagram. It's fine. I'm 25 years old. It's okay to post.
I mean, if I didn't do it for work,
yeah.
I don't know what I would do. I sometimes really try to think if I would be on social media like at all, and I probably would just because I'm a pretty typical person that just like does normal things. But I don't know. Sometimes I see it's like I do this because I'm trying to like eventually make money. What are you doing it for?
Yeah. Just love of the
Some
game.
it is just- yeah.
I think I wouldn't be, but that's just because like my family and my friends, no one uses it.
Yeah, I don't
Like kind of like you, like twice a year they'll
Yeah.
post something. my buddy was saying that recently. It was Memorial Day weekend, I think. It was 4th of July. We were on the Cape, and we were at a bar we'd been at a year before. And the bartender remembered us because we were all fucked up and making a scene. And
That's bad, by the way. You hadn't been there in 1 year?
Yeah.
And they remembered you?
She was like,
You
"Oh,
put-
it's my guys!" We're like, "What's
You
up?"
put on a show, bro.
And I guess my buddy had followed her on that day a year ago.
Oh.
So we're sitting there, and he's like, "Well, this is weird." And I was like, "What?" He goes, well, I know everything she's been up to. She knows. She goes, but she followed him back. And he's like, but I don't post anything, so she has no idea what I've been up to. And I was like, oh yeah, that is really weird. Like,
yeah, like I mean that's like for us too a lot. You know what I mean? Like because people know what's going on with Barstool, and
yeah,
it's like I don't know what's worse. Sometimes people will be like, I'm not gonna act like I don't know you, man. Like I know like everything about you. Like, well, that was a little weird too. But I also hate when people pretend like they don't know. So it's like I don't know. This is a whole fucking weird situation. But that's at least explainable as opposed to like, followed you. I followed the bartender after one night at the bar, and I've been watching you ever since. It's all so crazy when you really think about it. It's all so nuts. It's so normal now, but it's so nuts.
What is?
Just the amount of like there just used to be people who would they would be in your life for one night, and then that's it. And then somehow those people end up like in your life forever. And maybe you don't even ever see them again. But it's like we met through a friend of a friend on like a bachelorette party or something, and then we followed each other, and now I'm just like forever connected to that person.
I used to be such like a quick. I probably when I like was focused on like growing and like getting a bigger following. So like it wasn't like I didn't follow everyone back by any stretch of the imagination, but like. If someone kind of worked here, or like I follow like fringe people, and I've gotten rid of that. I have to know you before I follow you.
It's a good rule to have.
I'm and honestly, I'll probably just never follow anyone again.
Yeah, it's kind of like no new friends sort of thing. It's like I'm over that.
Not I'll follow people. Like I've followed like some. Like clothes accounts, and workout, like
something that brings you like value.
But like just people who I kind of know, or like people who I personally know.
Put it this way, the people you're following for like the etiquette of it all. I'm not doing that.
No,
if you are funny or something that I like, or you're gonna give me information or whatever, I can follow that. But if it's just like, well, we're kind of coworkers now, you're like sort of in my friend group now, or something.
If you're a coworker who is around for a while and we become friendly, I'll follow you.
Otherwise, you're out. Yeah, I like that.
NFL season is in full swing, and I am locked in. Locked in is a phrase going around a lot. I'm locked in on my DraftKings app. Every time I'm watching the game, boom, DraftKings app's up. What am I betting? Oh, I'm betting touchdowns. Because DraftKings Sportsbook is the #1 place to bet touchdowns. If you're ready to place your first bet, try betting on something simple like picking a player to score a touchdown. Ready to do a touchdown dance of your own? New DraftKings customers bet $5 to get $250 in bonus bets instantly, plus 1 free month of NFL Plus Premium on us. It's one of those things I don't think about it too much during the summer. Football season rolls around, and you just got that itchy trigger finger with DraftKings for the next touchdown. I like betting first touchdowns. I also have been dabbling in the 2+ touchdowns. I'm all over it. I think it's been announced. I don't know if it's been announced. I won the Barstool Survivor or DraftKings Stoolvivor touchdown longest odds last week. So I will be betting my $1,000 free bet from DraftKings on Monday Night Football this week. As I've just mentioned, I think I'm going 2 touchdowns. I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to go 2 touchdown night for T. Higgins. I'm not sure yet. Don't lock that in yet, but I believe that's what's going to happen. Join me and download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code KFC. That's code KFC for new customers to get a $250 in bonus bets. To get $250 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 and get 1 month of NFL Plus Premium on us. Offer ends 9/19. That is very soon. That's today. So offer ends today. Get it now. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Is this a new watch?
No, actually, this is an old watch that I lost and found yesterday on Ebony's desk looking for an envelope. It's like a $10 Casio.
I was going to say, I feel like I've seen you wear that before.
Yeah, I had it, and it's been gone for like a year, and I was looking for an envelope, and I saw it. I was like, hey, it's my fucking watch.
Is it digital?
Mm-hmm. Does it work? Do you use
1242?
You use it?
I accidentally bought 4 watches the other day.
4?
Yeah. And I was like, why? I like blacked out when I went in. I was like, I didn't need that many watches.
Were they expensive?
No, but like it was like $200 and all. Like I probably could have just not spent $200.
What's the hate with the digital watch?
I just think it's
trash.
Like, what are you like learning how to tell time? Like,
I don't know how to tell time. Yeah.
Yeah,
I could see you being bad at telling time.
I actually had an issue. Like,
Yeah,
the teacher
totally.
had to,
Who
give
are
me
you
separate
throwing
cups.
stones about that? There's
Yeah.
no chance if I were to tell you like show you a clock and just be like, what time is it? It would take you a while to figure that out.
Yeah.
I'll do it a lot during
Yeah.
during interviews, and I'll kind of like readjust my microphone and just see how long it's been. And every time I go, well, that was for nothing.
Because when you have a regular one.
I don't have
Yeah.
a clue what time it is.
Yeah, I don't
I don't know
understand.
why.
On a quick look, it's like, How about when like old people will be like, does anybody in your world ever say like half past?
No.
No,
That's
right?
crazy.
That's so dead.
You know what I think is so weird that's still
quarter
live?
till?
Is like saying "this is she" on the phone.
Yeah, I
like
hate
just be
that.
like "this is
I
you're
hate
talking
that.
about."
That's like technically correct, but I think that's one of those things where we need to, you know how the definition of literally has like changed now.
Yeah.
Like we need to just grammatically say
Yeah.
it's okay to say like this is him.
I
this is
said
her.
the other day like "this is she," and I was like,
You sound like such a
"Fuck am I?"
fucking
Yeah.
cock, right? This is she.
Yeah. Like,
This is she speaking. This is she communicating on the telephone. Like fuck off,
Yeah, that's
man.
so dumb.
But everybody knows that for some reason. You know, like that that's
Yeah.
proper, right?
Yeah.
Like
I don't-
everything else. The other day, I went
the
to
kids
to
today
back
know
to
that,
school
though.
night with for my kids, and they write like a letter to you, and then you have to write a letter back. And I realized I wrote like, "Me and Mom are proud of you." You know what I mean? I was like, that's not. Yeah. Like, here's your dumb father. teaching you how to-
I write so little, like ever since like
I can't.
I had to sign a wedding card the other day, and I was like, "This is a gift from a sixth grader." Like a sixth grader.
Dude, forget about even like I can't. I used to take like notes in school, like pages and pages. I don't even know if you guys would do that, but like we would have a teacher just write on the chalkboard, and we would just have to write down all the fucking notes, right? So you're talking loose leaf page after loose leaf page, and now if I have to write more than like my signature, I'm like, this is. Like I was writing this little
lines
note to
are
my
all
kid.
off, too.
Oh my god, it's going diagonal and I'm misspelling and the letters are all off. Like I cannot write more than a couple lines anymore.
Really?
Oh my hand is like cramping up. Used to be.
after the 2 weeks I spent in Europe.
Did you go away?
I don't know if you guys heard about this, but I was just actually in France.
You were in
and Italy.
And Italy.
Yeah.
Were they siesta?
Were they siesta? Thank you. Many people don't actually know about the siestas in Europe because it is so commonly talked about. Whatever. But my eyes have been like weak since I got back. Editing, like the blue light hurts. So I got the blue light glasses. The most darling little glasses I have ever seen. Do you want to see?
I do want to see, but are you
Let's
trying to
see.
tell me that you took a vacation for 2 weeks and your eyes are no longer able to look at a screen?
Yes, that's exactly what I was saying. No, but like you don't understand. Like when you're in Europe and like when
The sun is just different. The air is different. Your
But it's
eyeballs
just
just
like, there's
adjust.
so much to look at there. Like, there's so much scenery that you're not
Let's see
looking
these
at
glasses.
a screen.
It does. It does. They do say it takes 2 weeks for muscles to. What do you call it?
Weaken, lose
Begins with,
strength.
it's phi. Ends with phi.
Atrophy.
Atrophy.
Yeah.
Takes 2 months. 2 months for muscles to atrophy. I'm sorry. 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
To like deflate.
They start eating away at themselves in 2
really?
weeks.
Oh,
How do I even have any muscles left?
But what I'm saying is 2 weeks without using those
Yeah.
muscles of your eyes might make a difference.
Atrophy. Don't-
But like, I haven't used my muscles ever.
Well, they come to a point where it can't eat away anymore. But like if you exercise regularly and take 2 weeks off,
2 weeks it's
is
gone.
when they start going. It starts you start losing it.
But in order to build them, it takes months and months
Yeah.
and months.
Yeah, that's fine.
Fucking ridiculous. I mean that's
Yeah.
that is just like this. The whole the system's rigged, man. Fucking God setting up that system. What a dickhead move that was. We're gonna make it impossible to get in shape, but super easy to get out of shape.
That's kind of
Fuck
like
you,
unhealthy
God.
food tastes good, healthy food sucks.
Yep,
That's
that is
the
such a
same
dickhead
thing,
thing too. Is that's like a chicken or the egg thing though? You know what I mean? It's like if everybody is there something inherently when you eat like a piece of like raw broccoli, do all humans kind of go like or is that because we've been like is there something about sugar that is like we like that like
Yeah.
your body
Oh, yeah.
like your body wants that, right?
Yeah.
Whether or not if you never saw any advertising or any affection or whatever, you know what I mean? Vegetables taste bad and sugary things taste
It's
good.
not even the taste. It's like it's like
Need for it.
it's an
High.
Instagram. like it's a dopamine.
But wouldn't you think that your body like would want protein and vegetables and muscle?
Yeah, that's a good
like you know what I mean.
It does.
But your brain wants the
sure
yeah.
yeah.
But
I mean,
you don't think your
I've
brain
never
will
like
work like with your body and be like, we need like your body wants water.
yeah.
You know.
No, that's true. It does get
Why does it-
much more excited over like a sweet little treat. Than,
Yeah.
like, eggs.
But that is probably your brain and not the like your body's probably going fucking
Yeah.
not again. Stop
I
with the dopamine.
no idea how. I've never like I wouldn't even know how to check the research myself, but like I've heard that basically the exact parts of your brain that cocaine
Yeah,
sets
sugar
off.
affects that.
Sugar affects
Yeah.
it more.
Way more.
Really?
Yeah.
Like sugar is
It just
again.
seems-
I don't. It's a tweet or a headline I saw that sugar is more addicting than cocaine,
I believe that.
which
man.
I believe.
Yeah.
It's like instant. Once it touches, like it's the
Once it
quote.
hits your
Once it
lips.
touches your lips, like
Yeah.
it's like immediate. It
Oh,
goes
once
You
straight
you
to
sound
the
like
head.
such an addict.
Dude, I was
Once you
watching
eat a pint of
Breaking
ice cream
Bad
every night. You just can't stop.
I was watching Breaking Bad and like they were talking about like, it was like actual meth people, and I was like, man, I want a snack right now. But yeah, like I really didn't like how it made me feel. I was like, oh my god, this is kind of similar. How
Yeah.
like,
No, totally.
oh my
Like
God, damn.
and like I'll tell myself like you're not gonna eat that tonight, and then comes around.
Yeah.
I do it
Yeah.
every fucking night. In like the daytime, I'm like I don't need it.
and
nighttime, I
I'll
need
eat it all to make sure I don't have it the next day.
And then you
I'll
order
be like,
more of it.
we'll just scratch this day off. But tomorrow.
But tomorrow's all fresh.
Yeah.
And on your way home, you grab some
Yeah,
more. And you
exactly.
pick up on the corner, and it all starts again.
I was trying to think about like what would happen if you had to like pay for calories. Like the more,
That'd be interesting.
do you know what I mean? Like then
I'd be
all
broke.
yeah, like then the healthy foods would be cheap. The Big Macs and everything would be expensive.
Like you can get this like filet mignon with fucking Brussels sprouts for like $5. You know, but if you want Jason Kelce's sugary cereal,
Yeah.
you gotta pay top dollar for it. But like if before all that sugary shit existed, I guess there's like some sugar kind of out there in the wild, right? But like, you know what I mean? Back before there was like manufactured foods like that,
Yeah.
what your body would still like not like the taste of healthy shit.
I mean, I like the taste of healthy shit. I not as much as I like sugar, but I like the
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I like.
But you know, there's something just inherently like if I put a bowl of fucking green beans in front of you, it's like, yeah, I like these, but you wouldn't be like, oh,
Right.
green bean. You know what I mean?
Doesn't have
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
fix.
Right. But so
'Cause
if-
I do
but-
enjoy the
but
taste
if
of it. It
you-
just doesn't make me feel the way
Yeah.
sugar makes me feel.
If you never got exposed to sugar, you know, everyone's like, I'm not gonna feed my kid any of that shit. Like if that actually happened, would you know to? I guess like as if you ate sugar for the first time as a 30-year-old, would you be like, oh my god, what is this? Or would it be like, you know, I don't know.
I mean, you kind of had it with like like when you're growing up, you kind of always had a kid who was raised in a healthy houthose.
yeah, I
Then
hated
you'd be
those
like,
kids.
"Want to try Gatorade?"
Right. Yeah. They're like,
Shoot a
I would
rock
be
up
like,
his
I'd
ass.
be like, you know, what's for like after school snack, and they'd be like, carrot sticks or like what's it called, ants on a log or whatever. Where you put like raisins and peanut butter and celery.
Fire, by the way.
And when you're like 7, I was like, how about you give me fucking Oreos, dude? Give me Chips Ahoy cookies. Are you guys gonna be eating Logan Paul's Lunchables?
Is that happening? I didn't
Yeah,
see that.
Mr. Beast.
Oh, that's right.
Did
yeah.
you guys have
Beast.
Lunchables?
Oh yeah.
I think we like invented Lunchables. We were like the first people.
Sorry.
I bet Lunchables were invented like right when I was Lunchable age because I remember
I
being like, this shit is
know that the
fucking
pizza one-
fire. Pizza one is disgusting.
Yeah.
the little ham and cracker one.
Yes,
That was-
yes,
okay.
and even I'll even fuck with the bologna and cheese one was delicious. Lunchables created.
If a kid brought Lunchables to school, it was like his parents rather are loaded or they don't love them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were introduced in 1988. Perfect timing for me. They actually were like created in 85, so it's like I am Lunchables.
You are Lunchables.
I am Lunchables. I was created in 85 and came of age in like 88, 89. I am the Lunchable. But so Mr. Beast linked up with KSI and Logan Paul. So there's a bottle of Prime. There's a Mr. Beast milk crunch bar or something. and then there's like turkey and cheese, salsa and chips, and pizza. And they are like, it's, you know, less calories and less this and more that. But I got to imagine Lunchables is like, what the because they launched everything with the idea of like, fuck Lunchables, eat Lunchlies.
Yeah.
And I imagine Lunchables like, what the fuck, man? Like all of a sudden out of nowhere you have the 3 biggest influencers in the world just gunning for you. Not even like they're in the same space anymore. They are making your product and tearing yours down. Like, what? Just let the people pick, man. I don't know, dude.
I don't
They're getting
get
crushed
that.
for that. I can't. Some people are crushing them for it. I'm sure there's also a huge part of their fan base who's loving it.
But like,
a
I
lot
just
of
don't
people
understand why.
Well, so a lot of people crushing them, they are replying, being like, it's less calories, less sugar, more electrolytes, healthier, blah blah blah. And I'm kind of like, okay, but why? You know, it's like, okay, I'm not disputing that. I absolutely guarantee that Mr. Beast and Logan did their research to make sure that this is a healthier thing, right?
It seems like it's basically the same.
Right, but
like in their video, it's like it's pretty much the same.
Right. I'm just saying that, like, I bet you there are literally 10 less grams of this and 10 less calories than that. But it's like, okay, I mean, I guess it's different. They do have just a young audience where it's like, if we just had young people and it was like, we should make a lunch product for young people.
But like, I guess my it's like a larger thing, and it's obviously something I've never been offered. But like, at what point, what number are you satisfied?
Stop? Yeah.
Like
yeah,
none of them have anything. Like they could all stop working today.
Yep.
And never worry about money.
Mm-hmm.
So what makes you want to go into
the
child
lunch business?
Like I get going part of something you're interested in.
You do,
and you're
drink,
like
you wear.
Basically you're just like paying to like cosplay as a clothes maker or whatever. I get that. You're like, I was always interested in clothes and like I like clothes, so I'm doing this. But like maybe they were always interested in children's food, but like the
I hope not. I don't know. If Logan Paul was in the backyard with Jake making videos being like, one day we're gonna sell children's lunches.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's that would be an interesting question. I wish we could talk to them about that, because I'm sure there's an honest part of it where it's like, I'm a businessman and I want to keep going, and I have even higher aspirations and things that, you know, maybe you do need even more money. I want to buy a sports franchise one day or some shit.
Yeah.
It's like the kind of shit that these guys are doing, like they might be able to, you know what I mean? So it's like, maybe this is a means to an end, or maybe it is just like, I want all the money, or like if I was like, I mean, I feel like I don't really do what we do for money. But we happen to be like age appropriate with our like audience. But if you told me that like we were skewing in this demo or that demo, like you can't stop working. You know what I mean? So
right.
Like, and then if you were like, look at your YouTube numbers and they're like people this demographic, you should do this business thing. You know what I mean?
I think the more money I made, the more I'd just be like, let's just do creative stuff. Again, I have no idea. Yeah. This could all be Cold Takes Exposed in a year. Who fuck those? But I'd be like, I don't know. We have money. Why the fuck do we want to make fucking pizza Lunchables? This is crazy.
But I'm sure it's like...
but I guess it just doesn't interest me. I guess maybe this does interest them.
I wonder, though, if when you're at that stage, if somebody walked in the door right now and just like put this in front of you and was like, make this video, we'll take care of the rest, and you're gonna make like $1 billion. You think you'd say no?
I would
question it a little.
I would say, particularly if I had $500 million, like I would guess that's probably their average net worth, maybe $200 million.
I don't know if they're. You think they're? I mean,
what I think happens
Mr.
is like
Beast is probably.
I think that, and I could see this happening. Like, the other people want to make money off you, so they put you in a room and they like hype you up, and they're like, you're like this Lunchables, like we have this planned out, like we have this, and like this would be so fun, and like then they.
Logan Paul's at $150 million.
And that's low.
Yeah, that's probably low.
I
those guys will be billionaires. The Paul boys will be billionaires.
It's probably like a sugar drug where it's like you get a little bit.
Yeah,
you
no, that's a
want
good
more.
point.
And Mr. Beast is projected at 500. I wasn't sure.
And you got
they were gonna be on that
time
level.
to fire up some Lunchable.
Right, dude? But like, I also wouldn't do like I don't begrudge them for Prime.
No.
That's-
I didn't think maybe it's the
know.
combo now where it's like, all right, Jesus
Yeah, this
Christ.
is like definitely like more.
You want to be the Walmart of people?
Yeah, like Prime. I get a kick out of all the people who get mad at it when it's just, at least as I understand it, two different products. There's a energy drink, and there's a like electrolytes drink.
Yeah.
And people are like, this is bad for kids. And it's like the energy drink is, but you're talking about this one over here.
Right.
You know. And I think there was some shit about their packaging was like a little bit hard to differentiate. So there was some shit there. But like that to me, people getting bent out of shape about that is the same thing as the Kelce's getting bent out of shape about the cereal. It's like, I don't know, man. They're not like selling drugs. I mean, I guess what we were talking about earlier, some people view it that way, but I think people are going to keep eating fucking Lucky Charms.
Yeah.
And I don't think the Kelce's are going to stop that one way or the other. And I think, kids are going to be eating prepackaged lunches, whether Logan Paul says it or not. So, but they do it very smart where they're like, they do have an answer for all these things, but they don't, I would wonder what their answer is for the larger question of just like, do you get off on this? Like, do you like, and maybe
And
it
that's
is,
a fair
like,
answer.
There could
if
be
you're
like,
I just want all the money. Like, oh, okay.
or even, I'm sure it goes back to money, but I bet there's a level of like, we're businessmen. I like making business moves and making companies and entrepreneurial, and that would be the answer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When the root of it is money, we all know, but there is something to like doing all that shit that maybe that's the reason why, but
I'm sure there's also like a high of having people come to you and be like, want you.
Yeah, it's probably, I mean,
They probably got to be the first duo to ever. Was the same day launch? Maybe day after launch a children's product and then sexual assault allegations.
wait, who?
Mr. Beast.
He got?
It was sexual harassment. Maybe he got named in a lawsuit for like Beast Games or something like that.
No way.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Is that what it's called?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
It was some.
I know that they were trying to tie him to that. There's that guy who was a part of them and then transitioned and then he was messaging underage kids, and they were like,
Games.
again,
Beast Games?
he's just tangentially like related to him, so people are trying to tear him down for that. But like, hey kids, buy the Lunchable.
Yeah. You guys can't read the news yet, right? Boy, do I have a lunch for you.
All right, voicemails. All right, before we get into voicemails, I just got a text message from Jacqueline, who used to work PR here. She said you guys got an invite as well. She said she invited us to an event that we can maybe go to if we want. It is the premiere of an Amazon Prime documentary, I guess. It's the world premiere for The Evolution of the Black Quarterback.
Bro, that's so funny. I was watching the game the other night. What game was I watching? Oh, what game was I watching? Maybe I forget, but I was like, I think we've been dancing around the issue a little bit. I think the Whites have lost the quarterback position.
Oh yeah.
Like one.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say, what are you talking? Yeah.
Well,
Oh yeah.
I mean, Brady just retired 2 years ago, so like it's.
Like there's always been like the one, but like overall.
But like
listen, we will lose all of the positions
I know.
in all of sports whenever they decide to take them over.
I gotta start defending hockey like the Second Amendment.
Hockey you'll always have.
Hockey will always have, but like I forgot, it was definitely Mahomes someone, and I was like, because still I'm thinking like when you go like when you watch a movie. Like, still, the quarterback is some white stud, right? Like, it's,
Yeah.
It's pretty.
Okay. So you're
like
saying,
the
like, in Hollywood.
stereotype
Yeah. Yes.
that's gonna have to change soon.
Totally.
It's gonna have to be
Because they're going to be like, people will be like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
There wouldn't be a white quarterback. A white guy at the most important position on the field? Are you crazy?
Then you guys start wondering, what the fuck do we bring to the sport anymore? We used to be the sheriff and the general. We were the game manager. We got nothing anymore.
We've got what's the kid's name playing corner?
Cooper DeJean.
Cooper what?
Cooper DeJean.
Cooper,
Yeah.
we got white corners and we've lost the quarterback. Yeah. All hell is broken loose in football. Everything's out of control.
Will we ever lose fullback? Probably not.
Fullback, they just
Bro.
got rid of the whole position.
We will lose.
There's two.
We will lose whatever they want to take.
Yeah.
It's not us losing. It's them deciding, like, it's time for us to now do this. You know, it's just...
It is like, it's like, there are a lot more black coaches in the league now, too. You're like, so we're just the owners? This is starting a little unsavory.
Oh, man, that's a good point. All right, voicemails.
When I was younger, I was a big Express guy. Always at the mall, always at Express. Express is back. It is a brand that is all about creating confidence. Confidence is the name of the game, folks. It's the name of the game. All you need is confidence. That way, they want to make men and women feel their best by helping them look their very best. I can't read, but I can look good. They provide easy, everyday outfits that help you look and feel nothing short of amazing for whatever life throws at you. From job interviews to first dates to milestone celebrations. They got it all. Quality clothes that look good and feel even better. The Express Essentials are versatile closet must-haves for everyday, effortless style. That's what you want. You want confidence. You want effortless style. They go hand in hand. One hand feeds the other. You know what I'm saying? They're the only pieces you need to build your ideal wardrobe for season after season. They have things like the perfect Pima Cotton collection, which includes tees, tanks, and polos made from premium Pima Cotton for a super soft fit and lightweight feel everywhere. If you're not a Pima Cotton guy, I recommend you do it right now. Just get one shirt. See if I'm lying. I'm not lying. You can also get the Hyper Stretch jeans and chinos. They're 1MX shirts, which have been around forever. They are breathable, easy care, and made with stretch. These are hands down the best button-downs around that you can dress up with a suit or wear them casually with jeans. Lastly, they have their modern tech suits, which are wrinkle-resistant and machine washable, so you can wear them again and again. An elevated look has never been so easy with Express. They have the best essentials, and that's why we're excited to give you an extra 20% off your purchase in-store or online when you use code SADBOYSEASON, SZN. So SADBOYSZN. So you can experience the hype for yourself. Every year, we all pledge to save more and spend less. But how are you supposed to save when you're paying inflated prices for everyday essentials like gas and groceries? You can't. You can't just cut those purchases out of your budget. But now, thanks to my 2024 money-back hack, you can get cash back from them with Upside. Upside is an incredible app for anyone who buys gas, groceries, or dines out. To get started, all you have to do is download the free Upside app, use promo code KFC, and get an extra 25 cents back for every gallon on your first tank. Every gallon, free quarter. Next, claim an offer for whatever you're buying on Upside. Then pay as usual with a credit card or debit card. Follow the steps in the app and get paid. Download the free Upside app and use promo code KFC to get an extra 25 cents back for every gallon on your first tank. Again, use promo code KFC.
What's up, KFC Radio gang? So I was having dinner with my mom and my uncle and a bunch of family friends, and they were talking about the old apartment that my mom used to live in when she was pregnant with me. And the family friends start saying, like, I'm surprised you turned out okay. Like, your mother was living in that mold apartment when she was pregnant with you. And I'm just sitting there like, this is the first time hearing of this in my entire life. And then everyone starts joking that I'm a mold baby. So I cannot believe this. I'm finding at the age of 23 that I was a mold baby. And then just the other day, I was on a road trip with my friend. He found out he wasn't actually Scottish. He's actually Ukrainian because his grandpa had a whole family that he never knew about that they found out existed through one of those websites. So what's one thing about your family or life that you didn't learn until late in life and it just blew your mind or shocked your world?
Bro, that's...
Oh, and how could I forget that my grandpa, who is named Irving, it says that on his driver's license, passport, and everything. Somehow when we were going through all his old stuff, in his old safe, we found his original birth certificate, and it said his name was Isidore. We've been calling him the wrong name his whole life.
That is a thing with old people. My grandmother had the wrong name on her birth certificate. I think when they were coming over and shit, it was just a free-for-all. It was like, I don't know, whoever, you know?
My mom was telling that story this weekend because my mom's name is Paula, but everyone calls her Polly.
Right.
And she said when she was going to kindergarten for the first time ever, she was very nervous and really uncomfortable with the whole idea, and her mom walked her to the door, and she was like, you're going to be fine. By the way, your name is Paula. And she's like, and I had...
What?
And she was like, what is my... I don't have my name is right.
I was worried about my outfit. Now I got to worry about what my name is? That's really funny. That's great. I mean, listen. He's a little young. 23 is like crazy, by the way. You're born in 2001. That's crazy. I was about to say, like, I think a lot of people were mold babies.
I love the term mold baby.
Yeah.
I think, I was probably a lot of my people my age are probably cigarette babies and booze babies and lead paint babies and all that shit. So I think a little bit of mold. It's like pollen. It's like dust. You're just like naturally exposed to it.
Sorry, this kind of was like not related. I kind of was thinking, whatever.
It's your world, Jack.
Sorry.
Whatever you want to talk about.
One like New Year's Eve. I forget. My friends and I were talking. We were like, like people are getting pregnant. I don't know. Like people were partying. Like it's a big like accidental pregnancy day, And then I was like,
Wait, I don't get that.
I don't really know what like. A lot of babies are being conceived tonight. I don't really know why we're talking about, but just people go hard, people fuck, whatever. And I was like, yeah, like, LOL. Sorry, I'm not telling this well, whatever. But point is, I did the math, and I was like, oh, those babies would be born on September. And then I realized, like, my birthday's September 6th, and I was most likely an accident conceived on New Year's Eve. And that's how I realized I was an accident.
Did your parents tell you that for sure?
They didn't. They laughed when I asked. So I'm 90% sure I'm an accident. But it was like the moment when we all realized I was like, yeah, they would be born like September. Oh. And then all my friends were like,
all those bastard babies. They'd have the same birthday as me.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So,
yeah.
I didn't find out I was supposed to be Jewish for a long time. Like, I didn't know Feitelberg was...
right.
I didn't know Bergs were Jewish.
Yeah.
And because I was raised not very Catholic,
I will
but
never forget
really Catholic.
When you sent me that email being like, I'll do it, but I am not Jewish.
What? Like,
and it makes perfect sense once you, like, think it through. But, like, the initial reaction, especially, like, I think if you were Feitel with a D... It would remind me more of like Heidelberg, like Lederhosen,
yeah.
You know what I mean? But that T and Berg, I was like, this
it like I was a victim of multiple hate crimes before I realized. Like there was
such a great story.
Multiple hate crimes?
They would slide swastikas under his door.
Hockey camp, they would slide swastikas under my door, and I would just step over them and want to be like, wrong guy.
Yeah, like who's this for? Do I have a roommate here? What's going on?
In college, my freshman year of college, people drew swastikas on my door, and I was like, what the fuck?
Those guys were probably like, this guy's like impervious.
Yeah.
We can't crack this guy. We're gonna have to like burn a cross.
Do you think he would have been offended if you were Jewish? Like stuff doesn't.
No,
really...
yeah, he would probably be like whatever.
I don't think so.
Also, I just watched The Sound of Music. I did not realize that is so. I remember there being about like a movie about like teaching kids the joy of music.
Yeah,
right.
And then they there's so many like Heil Hitlers in there. I was like, I don't know. Remember
Not
that.
problematic, but just like this shit's heavy. This is not
No, it's just like
fucking...
I was like, oh, this took like a left turn. I don't remember. That was crazy.
Yeah, big time Nazi movie.
Yeah.
I didn't really realize Jewish until probably Barstool. Like I just kept thinking people were talking to the wrong guy.
Right.
Like, no,
that's really funny. There must just be some other Jew at the school.
No, I'm the other one.
Two doors down.
Like it really like didn't resonate, like really set in. Probably until that email. Maybe until like I was talking to K Marco my first day, and he's like, "So you're Jewish, right?" I was like, "Why does everyone think that?" And it's not like there is Judaism down my family tree, but like it wasn't German Jew, it was Latvian. It was, it's not really.
Yeah.
But it was just like
how about finding out?
I'm the least Jewish person in the world aside from my last name and those.
How about finding out you're Ukrainian when you thought you were Scottish?
Yeah,
that's a pretty big. You're thinking you're like, you're drinking beers and golf in the Highlands, and you get this accent, and it's like, no, man, you're Eastern European, and also just finding out you're Ukrainian right now. It's like, am I supposed to feel a way about this now? Like,
I gotta go to war.
Yeah, do I have to care about the news? Next up.
All right, KFC, Jackie, sup? Seems like a perfect KFC radio question. Put together NFL parlays on who would win in a hypothetical fight between the mascots, like a lion versus a pirate. Like a buccaneer, lion's gonna win every time. Putting together a 16-leg parlay. Let's see if we can win a bunch of money, just because a lion can definitely beat a pirate. A buffalo can go in water. They're gonna beat the Dolphins tonight.
I think
he was right there.
I think the Lions will win this like every time though. What's beating a lion?
I mean, I think a Buccaneer could be Lion. Right?
Yeah.
Like-
I'm thinking about animals. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think the humans.
If you
I
got
think
it.
I have more faith in an opposable thumb than most, but I think that a human
Why did you just say that? You have more faith or less faith?
more faith in an opposable
But the way that
thumb.
you said like than most, like you've been studying it. Like 49% of people
Are
like the opposable thumb, but
disrespecting the opposable thumb.
Yeah, listen.
Not I.
I've been part of big opposable thumb for years now. I'm
yeah.
leading the party charge.
Well,
I would say, technically, it depends on the circumstances. If you're just like locked in a cage with them, but if it's like we have use of all of our faculties, all the human mascots gotta go up to the top.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm just gonna fucking shoot you.
Right. Because most of the human mascots,
49% don't think that.
right? Most of the human mascots have a weapon. So like a Patriot.
Yeah, that's so
A
true.
Patriot has a
Patriot's got-
musket.
but it's got a musket.
Muskets
Yeah.
are trash.
I'm probably
I
taking
feel
a
like you
lion
could get
versus a
shot
Patriot.
like in the fucking head with a musket, and you'd probably be all right.
I remember hearing once in middle school that in the dueling era,
Yeah.
like the guns were so inaccurate because they didn't have piping and stuff in the in the barrel.
Yeah.
That like if you were dueling versus a mattress, you hit it like 3 out of 10 times.
Yeah. It's like,
Because the balls would spin and they go, it was.
Had no idea where that shit's going. I think that's why we won the war. I feel like we just started like stabbing them with bayonets and just jumping out of trees and shit. It's like, fuck these muskets. Let's just beat them to death.
But I'm sure, like, the diseases that came from getting a musket in you. is kind
Yeah,
of,
it was
you
a
know?
bad way to go.
Cannonballs just
Yeah.
wrecking through your legs. What are these little, like, gay little logos you pulled up? What are these?
They're just the mascots.
But these aren't like the mascots, are they?
They're not the
These
mascots.
little, like,
but,
cartoons?
like,
Okay, yeah. You got the if we're talking animals, you got the bears, the lions, and the Bengals. That's lions and tigers and bears on mine,
Yeah.
right? Those are the.
you got Broncos.
Broncos.
No,
Bron-
that
Bron-
counts.
I don't know what a Panther's deal is. A
Panther's
Panther.
kind of like a tiger.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I just don't really know. Like, are they tougher than tigers or are they just like same?
I think they're the same sort of
Same.
thing.
Are there any modern?
There's a lot of birds, and the birds are an interesting one because they have the attack from the air where they will fuck you up. But it's like, will an eagle like kill a lion? No, but will a lion be able to kill an eagle? Probably not. That's like a
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like an eagle is not gonna just like stay on the ground and get eaten.
Viking's pretty badass.
Viking's the one.
Viking.
Because a Viking is a hybrid human, animal human.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the Vikings were just basically like animals in human form. They were fucking so gangster, man, doing all sorts of crazy shit. The Viking blood thing, what was that called? They would skin you and hang you up.
Yeah, the angel.
Oh.
Some kind of angel.
Yeah, Vikings did not fuck around. By the way, if you've never seen the show Vikings on History Channel, it's one of the greatest, most underrated shows of all time.
Yeah.
The first 4 seasons of Vikings on History Channel. I know it sounds crazy because it's History Channel, but it's like a scripted show. I don't think I finished it because it kind of fell off because it was like historically accurate. So like your favorite character just fucking dies. But it's one of the absolute greatest shows you will ever watch.
Vikings?
Yes. Ragnar Lothbrok, he's like the fucking man, is so goddamn cool. And it's like all, I think, pretty historically accurate. It's fucking awesome. But anyway, I think Viking would be the answer.
But commander, I'm putting like in modern times. Like a modern commander would fucking ruin your world.
I think of a commander as like commander-in-chief, like Obama, like given the word, but like he's not the real badass. Is that true?
But I think most commanders, I don't know where it ranks in military ranking, but like commander in
By the
chief
time you're
is the head
commander,
guy.
you're
But like,
fucking-
but to be a commander, I imagine you gotta have fucking.
You got to
guns and
command them.
shit. Yeah.
I still think I'll take a Viking.
Viking over fucking operator. I'll take an operator.
I mean,
But it's also like me with a gun. I could beat a lion. So you don't need like
I don't think you could beat a lion with a gun.
with a gun.
No.
I think if a lion
How many
like,
times
was
have you shot a
charging
gun?
at, yeah. Would you even know how to shoot a gun?
Yeah.
I don't doubt.
Do you think
Have
this?
you ever shot a gun?
Yeah, but like I'm not good at it.
So now imagine a lion charging at you while you do it.
But like I'm not good at like one shot. If I have a whole loaded gun and I have bullets.
How
You just
slow do
spray
you
and
think this
pray?
lion is?
Yeah. What?
This lion's gonna be on you like that.
Yeah, you got maybe 1, maybe 2 shots.
And you're probably maybe you'll hit him, but it's not gonna be a kill shot, and then he's just gonna paw you to death while he's like bleeding. You gotta hit him, like square in the eyes.
Yeah. Okay.
Not to mention, you got to go through the, can I really kill this animal right now? You got to weigh, the morality of it real quick. Like,
okay, but gun and I don't know. I think if I have weapons,
You have to Bunker Hill that shit, so you'd have probably 1 shot.
Do you think? Okay, this might be like a. Do you think that in terms of gun laws, if
oh boy,
Dylan Mulvaney were to start being like
No, keep
guns,
that would be funny actually.
Do you think that that's the only way that gun people
Would accept him?
would be like, okay, I don't care about this anymore? If RuPaul and Dylan Mulvaney, all of a
So
sudden,
anyway, I started blasting.
yeah, you just start marketing it as
That would be
gay
so
if you have a gun.
funny.
Do you think that
Guns
would
are
flip?
gay. That would be a really honestly that would
I think
be
that's the only.
I hate to say this, but it's actually probably true because talking about babies being murdered is not enough to get people off of guns. If they started an anti-NRA campaign that was just like guns are gay, and you just hooked up all of the gay influencers with guns, you'd have them off that shit so fast.
Pew pew! Isn't this one cute?
That is not a bad idea. If I'm anti-gun right now, I'm thinking about that heavy. Who would it be?
I was
Dylan
always on the
Mulvaney?
fence about my sexuality until I bought a gun. Now I know I'm
gay.
gay.
Yeah,
That
I just
would
feel like
be-
it's like,
That who would be the number one person you would would it be Dylan Mulvaney? I don't understand how that person became I have never seen that anywhere
Yeah.
else except for Bud Light.
Yeah.
The fact that she even got the deal is crazy. It's like you just picked someone who's not that popular, I don't think.
Right.
In that world maybe, but nowhere else.
I'd never heard of Dylan Mulvaney before.
Never.
I think.
And never since.
No.
It's crazy.
yeah.
And now Shane's just so rich because of it. he should send 10% to Dylan Mulvaney. Be like, thanks for the backlash. Here you go. All right, next up or last up.
The one that we didn't cover that theoretically will win it all, Saints.
Saints?
What, because of our Savior God?
Well, they definitely have supernatural abilities.
Yeah.
Whether or not they'd use them, I guess,
Good call.
brings the saint definition into question. But theoretically,
What do saints do anyway? What do saints? What has a saint ever done? Name one miracle that's good in battle.
But they at least have the access. They're supernatural. They have the access.
They have their niches. Like if you're,
they're not
if
like,
you're a saint
I can just fucking shoot lasers and kill you. It's I can maybe I can raise myself from the dead. That'd be the only thing.
What about like Michael the Archangel is a fucking gangster? No, he's a saint, right?
Well,
Okay,
but
but
he
also-
was kind of like the devil. He's like the fallen angel or whatever. Michael the who's he?
Michael the Archangel, he was a warrior. I
War
believe.
angel.
Yeah.
Okay, but Jesus Christ
Well-
himself kind of died.
Yeah, but
The main one got the shit whooped out.
But
of him.
he could have gotten down if he wanted to. That's what I'm saying. The Saints thing. He said he
listen,
had to
if they
die.
If they were the New Orleans Jesuses, the New Orleans Christs, maybe, but they're just saints. And as far as I know, saints are I don't know. They do some corny shit that's not that impressive.
Yeah. What if it was like I'm taking Saints, and you can send down any one of them because it's 50-50, right? Like maybe Michael the Archangel comes down, maybe Mother Teresa comes down.
Right.
Mother Teresa comes down. You're like, son of a bitch. This isn't gonna go well for us.
I didn't know
Real
saints
comment?
had specific
Mother Teresa,
powers.
What?
Like different type of saints have different powers. I didn't realize that. Did you know that?
Well, yeah, because it's there's the patron saint of this, the
Yeah.
patron saint of that, so they all are kind of tied to that thing. But yeah, you might get a real pussy saint.
Hey. Mother Teresa comes down, tries to wash the lion's feet.
She was a bitch, bro. She might be nastier than you think, dude.
I've
She's
heard
one of
she
those,
was.
her and Gandhi were fucking terrible people. So you never know. Maybe Mother Teresa washes the whole NFL mascot. Last up.
Hi, Feits, Kevin, Jackie, Paths, love you all. Question more sort of for Feits. Criminal Minds, favorite TV show ever. I could watch the first 30 seconds and tell you what the entire episode is. Would love to know, like, what your favorite plot line is possibly from it. Like, for example, mine is when Emily dies and she comes back. I love that. It's great. Chef's kiss. But I was also wondering, because I watch so much Criminal Mind, my idea of the FBI is completely skewed. And, like, I think, yeah, they probably could, like, beat somebody to death like Hotch did and still have a job. I think that would be okay. So I was wondering, what are some job descriptions that you have completely, like, messed up in your head because of TV? Like, obviously, like, doctors and Grey's Anatomy, Hotch beating the shit out of Foyette and still having a job. Just wondering. Love you guys. Viva.
I feel like lawyers is the number one answer. I feel like movies and TV makes lawyering look so fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And cool and dramatic. And
It's actually just some fucking dork.
you're just fucking doing paperwork, and motions, and judges, and shit like that. It sucks a dick.
The lawyer is definitely a good one.
For every
to
one,
answer the first question, it's the Reaper is my favorite storyline.
naturally.
The
Criminal Minds Hive
Boston
needs to
Reaper.
stand up. You got to do something like official with Criminal Minds. Some merch or like a watch along, or it's still running or no?
Still running.
No way.
It's not so good anymore.
No.
I did the first season on Paramount Plus. I did the first season on Paramount Plus, and I have not kept up or didn't follow the second one.
Wait. You've only watched one season of Criminal Minds?
No. So when you know how they fuck everyone. So Criminal Minds has 17 seasons.
Okay.
Which I've watched probably all of those.
Okay.
But then
That's what I thought.
Then they moved it to Paramount Plus when streaming got big.
Got it.
And they changed it to Criminal Minds Evolution.
Oh, so you're just
And
watching a new series?
But it's not.
Same people?
Same people.
Just shitty.
Except no Spence, at least in season 1. And no more.
Was that one of those, like, we're bringing it back because of streaming? Like, it's so popular?
I
And it
think
just sucks.
Yeah.
Okay. But you've seen, like, hundreds
But it's
of
like
episodes of Criminal
90%
Minds.
the same cast.
I thought you were about to tell me you've only watched, like, 20 Criminal Minds.
No.
Wait, what?
The Boston Reaper with Hotch and his family is for sure the best one. That spanned
Many
seasons.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was from TV, but a profession that I had really misguided thoughts on for a while was bouncers. I thought bouncers were
like the Navy SEAL type shit?
like you were appointed by the mayor.
Yeah.
Like
you
it
had
was,
all the power.
You
Yeah.
had it
Yeah.
was like it was a branch of the armed forces, and it
Yes.
was probably above the Air Force. Like it was
Army,
Marines,
Navy.
Army,
Yeah.
Navy, bouncers.
Bouncers.
Like these guys are
Yeah,
fucking
National
running.
Guard.
And like now I don't know any bouncers, but I've run into enough bouncers to know
They can't do anything.
there's not that much importance there.
No.
They-
No.
they-
That is a good one. That's a very good one.
Agents with like Ari Gold, like I don't think that they're that cool.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's very lawyer-esque, where it's like you're just doing paperwork and shit.
We're just like, yeah, these professions that in TV they're cool as hell. In real life, they're just Jewish.
And on that note. All right, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, and leave a comment below. Click that button.
Or I'll cut off my finger.